For me, I think starting with the athletic body as the foundation of how the sport will evolve itself, as you mentioned, is critical, because when you think about the inputs that they now have from genomics to the cognitive development to understanding sleep patterns and hydration and all these different factors that contribute to athleticism, you'll see an advancement in the way that athletes move. One thing that we noticed through predictive analytics was that the notion that a position is where you start to innovate for an athlete is no longer relevant. It's their style of play because of the cultural nuances of where people come from. So we live in a borderless world, so you're seeing people who have better hip rotation because they grew up in Latin America and they come here playing soccer first and switching to basketball. People have this notion of global influence with local relevance. So you're going to see two sport athletes in very different ways, with very different movement patterns, with very different ways of competing, very different definitions of success. So one good example of that is the way that Ben Simmons moves on the court. He's a motorcycle amongst cars. He could not have developed in the U.S. with his biomechanical movement in the same way. Being outside of the U.S., having different cultural influences, understanding that he is an athlete, not a basketball player, multidimensional. You're an asterisk now, you're not a T-type athlete, you don't play one sport, you play in general. We're going to see competitiveness increase because people are going to move differently. They're going to be more efficient. They're going to be aware of the gains that they receive by taking less steps on the court or taking less swings at bat, because we're seeing an increase in injury at an earlier age. At the same time, we're seeing an increase in sport participation. We're seeing an increase in our ability to design for the body in motion. So when technology meets a person's willingness to compete, you see singularity in the same way they talk about singularity in regular tech. It's happening now with companies like Nike and their competitors, who I won't mention, still loyal 24/7. They now have the bodies to design for it, because at one point technology was moving faster than the athlete's ability to keep up with it. Now athletes understand that it's cognitive development, physical development, emotional development, and social and cultural influences. So we're not going to see athletes anymore in the same light. They're going to be entertainers. In the same way we see musicians and artists, they're going to be multidimensional. And that's the exciting piece, because the sports itself is great, but the culture of sport will change the way that we think about the world. And you're seeing that in the Olympics with the conversations that are happening off the track or off the soccer pitch or away from the mat. People talking about very big topics. So sport in and of itself will be the way that this planet evolves the conversation around diversity, inclusion, and advancement of human potential. And that for me is exciting, because when you see a body in motion, it is the greatest culmination of what we could achieve as a people when we collectively decide to align ourselves against one mission. You see that when a person runs the 100. Usain Bolt is the hope and dream of this generation. When you see what he did, and he did that with a smile on his face and stopped to take a selfie in the middle of winning a gold medal, that's exactly what our children are watching. So they live in an age where anything is possible, and sports represents that. So I'm excited to see how people use the principles of athleticism in other industries to change the way that we think about what's possible.